Thank you very much, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the state. This morning, we had a brief ceremony up there where I have taken over from my sister Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa, who is now headed for gender, culture affairs ministry, and she has handed over to me the Ministry of Public Service. With me here is Principal Secretary Amos Gadesha for the State Department for Public Service. My also new State Department for Performance and Delivery Management, Madam Veronica Duva, as per the assignment of portfolios that was carried out that was announced by His Excellency the President some 10 days or so. I'm delighted to take over this ministry and to drive forward the transformation of our public service, and most importantly, to ensure that we have got a fit for purpose public service, and a public service that adds value to the people of this country. As I've told Madam Aisha Jumo, we have got 900,000 public servants in this country, and these public servants, they are supposed to deliver service to 55 million Kenyans. That means we have got roughly around 60 Kenyans that depend on each of us as public servants. If you look at the issue of expenditure, we are now, our recurrent expenditure stands at around 52% of our tax ordinary revenue. That means that half of our money that we collect through taxes is spent by 900,000 people. They are the ones who make decisions to spend, and they are the ones who consume 52% of our ordinary revenue. My question is that a fair system where one person is consuming revenue contributed by 60 people? The only way out is for public servants to make a decision, a rational decision, a deliberate decision, whether they want to continue to be paying to this country or they want to be part of adding value to these people who contribute the taxes with which they are paid. And if you look at what is happening, with utmost respect, with profound respect, I am of the view that we ceased having a public service a long time ago. What we have is public employment. We are just engaged in coming to work because we are gainfully employed by the people of Kenya. And I'm asking public servants in this country to make a choice whether they want to remain as people in public employment or they really want, as the name suggests, to join public service. So I'm asking all these wadosi you see here to transition from being in public employment to being in public service. And being in public service entails a lot. You have to do more than work. I'm finding nowadays, I thought this is a culture that is there with the people who have been in the public service for a long time. But even people, young people leaving colleges, who find themselves with that privilege of working in the public service, getting into the same bandwagon of hanging their jackets in the offices, of just doing what is, the hours required of them. People are not going even one extra mile to work for these people, for the great people of this country. And being in public service is a very big privilege and honor that needs to be reciprocated by people who are enjoying that privilege and deliver more than a job to people who are paying taxes. 52% of taxes that are consumed by these 900,000 people. We really, truly owe the people of this country much more. I'm aware that President Kibaki, the late Kibaki, in his first government, attempted to reform the public service. That effort was abandoned somewhere, midstream. And I intend to pick from where President Kibaki left it by carrying out, a process-based reform of the public service to ensure that we have got a public service that is agile, that is nimble, that is fit for purpose, and that is value-adding to the people of this country. With me here also is a team from several departments. We have got the Director General of the National Youth Service. And let me take this opportunity, although I'll be visiting the NYS next week, and I'll make much more specific pronouncements on the way forward on the National Youth Service. But if you are a young person in this country, my simple advice is don't look for those other lofty jobs you're looking there. The National Youth Service will be the engine of transforming this country. It will be the engine of growing this country. It will be the engine with which the government of President RUTO is going to use to wake up our agriculture, to revive our manufacturing, to inculcate a culture of service that is based on patriotism and love for this country. We are going to transform radically the National Youth Service, and I can assure you that if you are not in the National Youth Service, you need to think twice. Gone are the days now when National Youth Service was for people who don't have anything else to do in life. We want to use the National Youth Service as a tool of hope, as a tool for intervention in various sectors in this country, so that we can be able to move forward and move our country forward. You all know the big problem we have in this country of unemployment. It is a national disaster. It is a catastrophe. We cannot do things the same way again and again and expect different results. And in 2015, with the first vision that was announced for the National Youth Service by the previous government, unfortunately, when the NYS had some problems, the whole even withdrew away the baby with the bathwater. We now want to separate, and the bathwater aside and the baby aside, go back to the basics, go back to the factory settings, and ask ourselves, how can we be able to make the National Youth Service a major contributor in driving this country forward? In the same manner that we are going to address our Kenya School of Government, you can also expect some major transformation